Welcome everybody to another episode of Gary Responds. And did skateboarding get spicy this week? Jesus, I gotta read comments though. Shark Week says, Dr. Pepper a bad drink? That's an ice cold take, sir. Dr. Pepper's disgusting. For me, personal preference, I hate it. One time, Dr. Pepper, I used to let all the homies know it was terrible, right? So one time the bro had a burger and I was like, yo, can I get a bite? This is like when we were real young. I didn't have no money, so I was hungry. And he was like, bro, it's Dr. Pepper flavored, and he didn't give me none. And I hated it because it was a double stack from Wendy's. And it's like, bro, that's not even the drink. He just knew how much I hated Dr. Pepper. So he had a Dr. Pepper flavored burger. Bitch ass. Dylan Pittinger, 967 says, John put out a bunch of parts throughout the year though. Hustler. You know what? He did have like some bronze stuff, right? He had a couple little tidbits. It just like, what I'm saying for Shanahan's is like, it didn't ring bells. Like for how it's supposed to go, like you'd be like, oh yeah, you're supposed to pay attention to this dude. Everybody's talking, you go to the skate park. Like Pedro had a part where it was like, everybody was like, yo, did you watch Pedro? Like versus John Shanahan, they like, Shanahan's is sick, but nobody was talking about any of his other things. That part was good though. It had some shit, some real East Coast treacherous shit. So that's the conversation. Don't Call Me Gus says, how are you forgetting about Drac OGrady's multiple insane parts from this year? If Pedro hasn't put out enough footage yet, OGrady's got that covered. If Tom Knox Park wasn't buck enough, OGrady got that covered too. Jack OGrady did some shit and he always has. I just think that he played that part. I know that it's not just supposed to be music, but it's like, it is, bro. Like I think if Nyjah would have had like last year, not an ADM for his heaviest tricks at that shit, he got that, and everybody's like, okay, like I'm not on ecstasy. Like what's going on here? You know, it literally, it's a build. It's like how you do a part too. So I think Jack OGrady was like, oh, I got this, and it was gnarly, but it didn't feel like he was trying to do anything with it. You got to build a part like that. Fucking Pedro's silent, backside flip, switch bomb down Baxter, feeling emotion. You know what I'm saying? And Tom Knox just skated his ass off. IMVZ3332 says, day is always better when Skateline drops. Love you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Turtle Boy Perp says, I was expecting a bit more to be honest with that Pedro. Part. Half of it is jaw dropping, but the other half is all right in the scheme of things. For potential SOTY run, I just don't think that part outbeats Pace or Tom Knox at this point. Who knows though? Dilo's about to drop some craziness too. Oh, you already had an insider. John Dilo's about to try to do it himself. Just to say like Dilo is so good. He's like a fascinating skateboarder, but Dilo has a heavier part from a year and a half ago than he just put out. And that like, you gotta be on an upward pace if you're trying to get skater of the year. Like you don't take a, oh yeah, like, you know, it always gets crazier. So I'm gonna say that about him. Tom Knox is just skating more than everybody. Like he just has hella shit. But Rob Pace, he released a little too early, buddy. I swear, dude, if Rob Pace was this week, like if that would have dropped this week, this conversation would be different. Pedro's crazy. Crawls Law says, dude, the pool harbor joke had me cracking up, homie, for real. You know what? That was just some random shit. Just said it out of nowhere. In back of my head, I was thinking in my head, the date for Pearl Harbor's anniversary is coming up sometime soon. And then when he was in pools and dominant, that's why that happened. I want to just say that was just a random one. So shout out to Pool Harbor. Seen a lot of y'all like that one. You know what? Thank you. Heavy Serve says, not going to talk about that Grant Taylor part. Taylor had a part? No, you can't talk. Nuh-uh. The speaker little thing that he, no. That wasn't Grant Taylor part. That was Grant Taylor having fun. Grant Taylor parts are different. They come with like a whole momentum of like, I'm about to fly throughout wherever I'm at. That was just like, yo, the speaker, I'm an Ollie, I'm gonna go fast, I'm Grant Taylor. He was just Grant Taylor. I don't like that thing, says soul glow on the green screen. Let your soul glow. All right, damn, I hit that note. I don't have to reply. You seen the verse, you heard the verse, right? We're good. That wraps another episode of Gary Respond. Please keep commenting on the episode of Skateline. I will read it, talk to you. You know what it is if you've been here. If you're new, there's two linkities.